They call this the Sea of Grass. To most, it is just empty wild, a place to die of thirst or be eaten by the kuyu. But I know better. Beneath this earth lies the iron of my ancestors. Behind me rots the hull of the Red Titan, the battle-barge that once conquered cities. It is broken, silent, just like my house. But iron does not rot. I have the blood of kings in my veins and a great axe in my hands. I will find the silver. I will rip the heart from the sleeper in the south, and I will make this engine roar again. The steppe will know my name. Welcome, everybody who decided to come on in and listen or watch. If you want to take a look at the screen, I am playing another little mini solo campaign. Let's see how long this takes. I'm playing Kal Arath. It's a rules light, pretty savage, D6 RPG. So you're just rolling D6s from what I could see when I was reading through the rules really quickly. It has inspirations by Conan, heavy metal, 70s sword and sorcery. And I decided to call this campaign the Queen of the Steppe. And the goal is simple. We have to restore a massive wrecked war machine called a Battle-Barge, because I have my character called Karani. That is her name, and she is from a royal line. Yes, and she is the last surviving noble of an overthrown kingdom or clan. It depends. In this setting, and so she has this Battle-Barge. And her family lies dead, and she swore an oath over their grave, and she will not rest until she has retaken the throne. And this Battle-Barge is the singular symbol of the lost power and the means of our return as well. So, I'm using Kal Arath. This solo RPG. I haven't played like a gritty fantasy or like a fantasy solo RPG just yet, so I decided to give this one a shot. I really like modern sci-fi, cyberpunk, but classic fantasy never hurt, and I like hex crawling as well. And I like the procedure that comes with hex crawling. So, playing Kal Arath. We'll be rolling for points of interest, and it's very simple. Combat, you roll a d6 plus your agility, and that's initiative. And then on a 4+, we go first, or otherwise the enemies go first. So that's it. And then I have a battle axe myself, or a great axe. And then I'm also using, there is a supplement called the Valley of the Black Ziggurat, and it's like a add-on supplement to this, and then it gives you more information and extra stuff. Kind of builds upon the lore of the setting. Make some tweaks and updates a couple of the rules, but yeah, it's like an add-on zine to it. So I'm using the Black Ziggurat and that location as well to find or to help with this relic. So to help with this, to help this wrecked war machine get back to what it once was, I need 2,000 silver for repairs. And I need to travel south to the Valley of the Black Ziggurat to kill an ancient boss, steal its heart, to power the engine. And if we do that, we win. And if we die, well, the lineage ends. I was reading throughout this book, and it is pretty interesting. When you're like rolling for enemies, you don't know how much there'll be when you roll up on them, or they surprise you, and you don't know what their HP is. It's always like a D6, or it'll be 2D6. And so if the HP says 2D6, well, I have to roll 2D6, and then if I roll a 6 and a 2, well, this one has 8, and then I could roll, if it's 1D6 for one of the enemies, I could roll 1, and it could be a one-shot kill, So very simple stat blocks. They'll have armor, but they might have like a special ability. So that's going to be interesting. I'm also adding 2 homebrew mechanics to keep the pressure on a little bit. So I have the doom counter is what I'm calling it. So the more hexes that I travel, the more the difficulty will go up slowly. So the first 10 hexes, normal difficulty for the enemies, and then the next 10, all enemies will gain +1 HP no matter what. And then 20 plus hexes, all enemies will have a +1 to their damage. We'll see how that goes. That's just a little thing I decided to add on my own. So we'll see how that goes. And then we have the enemy action die. To make combat a little bit more unpredictable, I like being surprised a little bit more. So when enemies act, I'll roll a d6 for their behavior. So they could be hesitating, so they'll take a standard action or aggressive attack, or they'll have a special maneuver, or like critical enraged. This game already has like a similar mechanic, I believe, when we're making NPCs, I think. Or it might be another system. I have so many systems in my head. It might be another system. But if it is, that's totally fine. Anyway, I have the dice cam up here because I want to roll physically this time. Because there's going to be a lot of d6 rolls. And d6 rolls. Just so. And I'm using Owlbear, of course. I could have used Foundry, but Owlbear is simpler and I think a little bit easier. And I have my character token. We're starting up here. There's a site online that lets you make custom hex grids. And so I have this one here. And then I got these tokens on itch.io, like pre-made hex tile tokens. And I'll be using that to fill in each place that I go. But we're starting here in 402, and we're in the grasslands. I have 8 HP to start, and I have 1 armor for my character, Karani. So, we are at the crash site. This is Hex 402, and we're just starting. So, if we roll an encounter, we'll try to see if they're neutral or how they'll react to us. We don't have any silver, so we could possibly find a point of interest, but let's see how it goes. So the core loop is we're going to roll for the weather, and that will affect us. We're going to roll to see if we get lost, foraging, point of interest, and then an encounter, and then there's like night rules and stuff like that. So let's do it. So first we are going to... Also, I forgot to mention, but I did build like a fighter. That's how I built. In terms of like the classes, I believe is what they're called. And she has a skill called heavy-handed. I chose that skill. So when she's wielding her great axe, which is a 2-handed weapon, 1s and 2s, the damage counts as 3. Nice. And then she has a great axe, which she can roll with advantage. So 1d6. I'll roll 2d6 and take the highest for damage. So we are in the summer right now. And that does mean something. Certain seasons and the weather will give us different additions or minuses to our weather check. So let's determine the weather. We're in the summer. Okay, that's a 3. So there is a light rain. And light rain doesn't have any effects. So weather can sometimes impact the travel time, modify rolls, but light rain doesn't do anything. So after determining the weather, I'm going to roll a d6 to see if we get lost, which I don't want to. 1 or 2 means we're lost. Ooh, okay, that's a 6. So we don't get lost. Next is foraging. Party may choose or need to forage for food, water, or other resources. Foraging does reduce the day's movement to 50% of whatever would be normally. So, okay, so let's forage. Again, it's a d6. Let's see if we get anything. Oh, that's a 1. the land is barren and you find nothing. Foraged, found nothing. It's okay. Okay, so next we are going to roll for a point of interest. So I'm going to roll a d6 to see if we come across anything interesting. 5 or 6 means something is discovered, and then we'll roll on the point of interest table. That's a 4. Okay, so we're no point of interest here, but we're going to roll for an encounter. So we're going to see if there's an encounter during our travels. So again, I'm going to roll a d6. 5 or 6, we get an encounter. Ooh, that's a 1. This might just be an easy day. Okay, and at the end of the day's travel, we make camp. A ration must be expended, so we will do that. We can attempt to heal any wounds or conditions, but we just started, so we will not. And then we will check for a nighttime encounter. We have a ration must be expended. So I have 6 currently, so I go down to 5. And then there is a nighttime possibilities for a nighttime encounter. So if I roll a 1 or a 2, I could get a nighttime encounter. Oh, wait. Uh-oh. I'm going to roll again. Okay, that's a 4. So the landscape is pretty empty. There's no patrols, no ruins, just that endless rhythm we hear of the boots sinking into the wet earth as there is a light rain. Night falls, chewing on a strip of dried meat, listening to the wind, and it's a quiet start. Okay, so let's move down to 403. So we're going to move down south, and our doom counter is going to go up 1. And again, that doom counter is normal difficulty, and it's for the enemies, all that, as the world just gets a little bit tougher the more we go on, we travel. Okay, so we are at summer. Once again, I'm going to roll a d6. Let's see. That's a 2, so I have a +1 to getting lost because it's partly cloudy. So then we are going to roll to get lost, and I have to add a +1 to it. Rolling a 1 or 2 means the party is lost and does not leave the current hex that day. So actually, I guess a +1 would be helpful. -1 would be bad. +1 is actually okay. Actually, partly cloudy helps. So I'm gonna roll. If I roll a 1, that's the only way I'll get lost. I don't want to jinx myself though. And that is a 4. Rolled a 4. We are not lost, but we are going to forage. That is very important because we got to eat every day, right? So I'm gonna roll a d6. That's a 3. So adequate. You find enough for a basic meal. I gain 1 ration back. Okay. Back up to 6. Next is the point of interest. 5 or 6 means we find something. That's a 4. And then, so we're traveling. Gonna roll for an encounter. Ooh, that's a 6. Okay, so I did roll a 6. And then all encounters require a reaction check to determine the disposition of the encountered group. Okay, so there was a disposition type stuff. I still have the enemy action die. This is more for combat. Also, let's see, what type of area is this? It's the summer. We'll say that we're still like in a heal type area. So there we go, added that hex tile in. So I'm gonna roll 2d6. I'm gonna see what their disposition is. 4 to a 6, and they are angry, hostile. Anyway, that's a 5. So they are angered and hostile. What did I do? Okay, so we are in the grasslands. So I'm gonna roll 2d6 to see what we encounter. Okay, so that's 7. Or like 1 and 6 actually. So that is 2d6 demon cultists. Okay. 2d6. So let's see how many there are. There's 9 of them. 9. Oh no. Oh my god. Okay, let's look at their stats. Okay, so there are... Hold on, let's see. Okay, so took a quick second to decide, because the game doesn't have specific rules for groups of enemies and stuff like that. So just made a quick rule we made like a squad, like a pool rule. So there's a rule of 3. So no matter how many enemies there are, I'm going to divide them into 3 squads to keep the turns manageable. So if I had 17 enemies, for example, it would be 6, 6, and 5 or something. So we have 9, so it's 3, 3, 3. And instead of 9 attacks, and the incoming attacks as well, it's just going to be 3. So those squads, they'll each come and attack instead of me having to do 9. That would be crazy. And then the damage that I put out is going to be like attacking their pool. So there's 3 of them there. So let's see how much HP they have. Okay, so they have 5 each. I rolled a 5. And their damage, they all have daggers. Oh my god, I rolled a 6. And then here goes initiative. So 2d6 plus my agility. So let's see, my agility is only +1. So I need to get a 4 or higher. Okay, cool. I rolled an 8. And then the enemy action, I did the action die. Now I'm regretting making this rule, because what if I roll a 6 and the special maneuver? Oh, I rolled a 1. Hesitate, posturing. Ooh, okay. So, I see. We come upon them. The air smells like blood and burning herbs. I see 9 cultists. They all freeze, and their ritual has been interrupted by me as I emerge from the smoke. And the sheer size of me. Karani is big. She's built, okay? She's a big, tough lady. I have this massive axe on my shoulder. And the first group pauses. And then they all hiss and they brandish they have these obsidian daggers. But none of them are willing to dive first. They're hesitating. They shuffle to their feet, waiting for a command. I rolled an 8, so I'm going to go first. The action die I rolled was 1, so they're hesitating. So if I fail to kill them, they'll do nothing for this turn. It's a good opportunity. I have the initiative against 3 squads. So, and they each have a shared pool. So they each have 15 HP. So I'm going to attack 1 squad with my great axe. And I have to roll an 8+ to hit. So I'm going to roll 2d6 plus strength, and my strength is 2. Come on, higher the better. Oh my god, I rolled a 5. Oh, that's a miss. Let's see, I do have a fate point. I could reroll. I could save it. Yeah, fate points. I could use it to re-roll, but I'll save it for now. So I roar and swing the heavy axe. Footing is slick from yesterday's rain. My boot slips in the mud, and I tried to recover my balance. And I'm expecting the daggers to, go into my ribs, something, but they don't. Cultists are still frozen, eyes wide. They missed their window. I missed as well. That was embarrassing. I almost want to use a fate point because of how embarrassing that was. So, moment of hesitation passed. So I see that the fanaticism is returning to their eyes. They tighten their grips on their daggers. So, let's go again. Okay. So I rolled on the action die, and they rolled hesitation. So that first group hesitates, and that's their turn. So they don't go, and so it's back up to round 2. Starts now. It's my turn again. So now Clean shot. 2d6 plus strength. Let's go. Okay, that'll do it. I rolled a 9 plus 2 is an 11. So damage is 2d6, and then I'll take the highest. Okay, that's 3. It's not much. It's not much damage. So then I'm going to roll to see what they do, the enemy action. Oh, that's a 5. They have a special maneuver. This team has a special maneuver. So I connect with the lead cultist in the center squad. Blow is a little bit awkward. It kind of bites into their shoulder, not deep enough to sever the limb, and he screams. One of them lets out a whistle, cuts through the air, and the squads on the left and right drop their daggers, and I see them uncoil like weighted chains from their belts. And the center squad dives for my legs. So I do have to dodge the chains. Okay, so I'm going to roll 2d6 plus the agility. Target number is an 8 to try to dodge. So that's only have a +1. Okay, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes. So center squad lunges. They're trying to pin my arms and drag me down, but a little bit too quick. I pivot. And I try to shove the cultist back with my axe, try to create space. And I'm able to dodge. Let's hit this center squad again. So 2d6 plus strength. Nice. Again, that is 11. So I'm going to roll another 2d6 and hopefully... Oh, yes. That is 5 damage. Okay, so what we did, added in the 5 damage. So now the middle squad is at 7. A couple tweaks I made as well. I'm going to remove this action die. This here. This enemy action die mechanic. The game already has something similar, and I was realizing it was kind of slowing me down and making things maybe a little bit too dangerous for me starting off. So I like the idea, but the game already kind of has it. So I'm just going to keep the doom counter. I like that. And then I added a couple things. So my character has the warrior skill and the rage skill. So rage, and when I enter the rage, I'll roll a 1d6. And it lasts for d6 rounds. So I'll roll a d6 to see how long it lasts, and then I can add an extra d6 while I'm raging. And then I have the warrior skill. So I can make a second attack each round, but both attacks they are rolled at disadvantage. That second attack. So enemy action gone. Enemy action die is gone, so they don't hesitate. They are going to swarm again. I'm facing 3 potential, an attack, at least from the middle guys here. So let's see. Okay. And then we also have the Mook rule, which kind of makes the enemy attacks a little bit more fair. Instead of all 3 of them attacking me at once, I'm going to face only 1 attack roll from the active squad. That's the one I'm fighting. Let's say it's the one in the middle. And then they have like a flanking bonus. So the other squads don't roll to hit. They'll just add a +1 damage to the active squad's attack if it hits me. So I only need to pass 1 defense check. So if I fail, I take that hit plus a little extra rather than 3 separate hits. So that is that extra rule I'm going to add in. So let's do it. Incoming 1 attack from their squad. They don't roll to hit. I just roll to defend. So I'm going to roll 2d6 plus my agility. 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, yes, I rolled an 8. Okay, time to rage. I'm going to rage. It's going to last for... Ooh, yes, that lasts for 5 rounds. Okay, so I'm going to roll to hit. So that is my great axe. This is the first attack. That's 8 plus 2 is 10. That hits. I'm going to roll damage. Ooh, that's a 6. Okay, I believe 6 does double damage? I gotta double check. Okay, so I rolled a 6. Okay, I'm gonna roll again. This is second. Okay, I just rolled a 1, so. And then I'm also raging. So rage. I think I can roll a d6. Just want to double check. Yeah, d6 because I'm raging. Okay, that's a 3. And then I can do a second attack because of the warrior skill, but it's at disadvantage, so I have to drop the highest. Oy. The highest is 4. Okay, second attack is a miss because I rolled 2, 3, and 4, so the lowest die are 2 and 3. Plus my strength is a +2. That's not going to get me up to 8. Okay, but I did do 6, 7, 8, 9. I did do 10 damage. And I have a rule where the extra damage will go onto another enemy. So this group is done for. So you hear this guttural roar, tears from my throat. The rage takes hold, muscles swell, and then I swing the axe. I become one with it, and I slam the weapon into the last 2 cultists of the center squad, and blood shears through them. And then I pivot, second kind of backhand swing. Doesn't work. But that first one does a lot of damage, and then it gets a little bit of... Actually, we'll say the left squad, the first one, takes the extra 3, but the one on the right, they're still good. These guys, this group, dead. Okay, so it is center is gone, left and right squad scream in terror, fury, and they try to close the gap. They're a little bit desperate now, so they're going to roll. I'm going to roll defense as he try to hit me. 6, 7. Oh, that is a miss. I'm not able to defend. My defense was a 7. I need an 8. But I do have armor. So it's a d6 plus 1. So I'm just going to roll d6. That's 2 minus 1. So I only go down to 7 health. Okay, so I believe I'm still raging. So I can add an extra d6, but I do need to hit. Oh, yes. That is 4 and 3. 7 plus 2 is 9. That is a hit. So I'm going to roll first attack. That's 4. 4 plus 2. So that's 6. That's first attack with rage. So that's 6. Okay, so let's see if the second attack hits. It's at disadvantage though. Oof. No, that's 4. That's only a 6. Second attack misses. I also wanted to double check. Listen, does rage apply to every single attack? Like for my second attack, can I add the rage die? The rules don't say explicitly. But what's the most fun option? Yes, we can add the rage damage to our second attack as well. But I missed on the second attack. Hey, we try our best. But I'll take the 6 damage for that counterattack, for my counterattack. I believe it's these guys here. The left group is attacking me. So the cultist swarm, daggers flashing in the sunlight, well, kind of cloudy. One manages to slip past my guard, and it finds a gap in my leathers and like thin line of red across my ribs. It stings, but it's, I don't think she feels it right now. Ignoring the pain, I slam the axe into the left squad again, and they now, one of them is dead. 2 of them are wounded. They go down to 6 damage, or 6 health actually. Left squad is definitely breaking. Right squad, we'll make a morale check for them soon. So incoming attack, I'm gonna roll 2d6 plus my agility. Let's go. Oh, passes. That's a 5 and a 3. So I passed. So back to my turn. Still raging, at least for 3 more rounds. I believe I rolled a 5 for rage. Oh, yes. Okay, so that hits. And I'm going to roll another 2d6 for the damage. Oh, I rolled a 6. Yes. Okay. Because I rolled a 6, so plus another... Oh my god, that's another 6! Plus 6. Oh my god. Okay. Let me just double check how many times can a 6 explode. You know what I mean? How many times can I crit on the 6? Only once. Okay. Fair. Okay, but I have my rage die, so let's roll that. Oh my god, the rage die was a 6. What if I roll a 6 on the rage die? Huh? What if I... Now, rage die, it's also damage. This is kind of crazy. It's also damage, but I feel like it's a separate damage die. It's extra because I'm raging. I don't know if it's a part of the... am I being greedy? I think this is separate. I know it sounds greedy. I'm gonna re-roll it. Okay, that's a 4. And then I'm gonna attack a second time. Drop the highest. So that is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That attack does hit, so I'm going to roll the damage. I rolled a 1 and a 2. I have a skill where 1s and 2s are now 3. So that actually is 3 more damage. That's... oh my god, this is crazy. I think I'm seeing blood red right now. That is 6, 12, 18, 25. Oh my gosh. So 25 points of damage. That is not a kill. This is a complete erasure of a people. The rage consumes me entirely. I become a force of nature. This landslide of steel fury. The first strike absolutely obliterates the left squad over here so thoroughly that there is nothing left to bury. Then the force of the blow, it carries me into a spin, and the blade meets the right squad, which is like trying to flee. I'm going through them like a scythe through dry wheat in a field. Heads, limbs, shattered shields fly into the tall grass. Their chanting stops, the hissing stops. The only sound is my heavy breathing and the wet thud as the last body hits the mud, and I stand alone in a circle. The red haze kind of slowly lifts from my vision. Wow. Rage ends. Adrenaline is slowly fading. I'm going to roll 1d6 to search their bodies and see what I can find. 1 to 3. If I roll a 1 through a 3, it's just their daggers, which are worth 10 silver as a bundle, or 4 to 6, I can find some type of purse or ritual object, and I'll roll on the treasure. So let's see. Okay, so I rolled a 5, so that is something on the treasure table that I can find. I'm showing some art on my screen. This is basically one of the art pieces in the book. This is basically what she looks like at the end of this battle. She's probably wearing more clothes. Oh, wait, you can't see. Yeah. There you go. Just holding the head, the decapitated head of a cultist. This is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. But let's see what we get from the treasure table. I'm going to roll a d6. First, it says first roll a d6. On a 1 and 2, it's guarded by a foe, which is interesting. But let's. Okay, it says first roll a d6. So hopefully, before we can even get the treasure. Oh my god, I rolled a 2. It's guarded by a foe. Oh, they want some? Okay. Man, I'm trying to get my treasure and it's guarded by a foe. Interesting. Okay, but I'm trying to get my treasure, okay? But guarded by a foe. I'm gonna say it's guarded by some type of like wolf-like creature. Some type of creature. Let's look at the creature. Well, actually, let's see what the treasure would have been. I'm gonna roll 2d6. Okay, so that is 2 6s. It is actually a rune blade. One of the cultists had a rune blade. Oh my god. Let's say it's a giant spider. Oh my god. Oh, sorry, not a giant spider. It's a giant snake. Now, this giant snake, as I'm looking at the stat block, it has 4d6 HP, which is kind of crazy. Okay, so I'm gonna roll 4d6. Oh my. All I rolled was I rolled 5s and 6s. Oh my god, so 5, 10, 15. 15 plus 6. Oh my god. This thing has 21 damage. At 21 health, I mean. It has no armor, but it has a bite attack. So it does bite. It could do a d6 plus poison. So I need to get 8 plus and dodge, or I'll take an additional d6 damage the next turn. So we'll say that its bite does. Of course, I rolled a 6. Its bite does 6 plus poison. I think this giant snake was like underneath the body. And then it also can constrict me. So on a successful attack, it can grapple me, and I'll take d6 constriction and automatic bite. So let's see what the constriction will give me. 5. Oh my god, I'm rolling high. And then strength check at disadvantage to break free. Wow. A rune blade is actually crazy. The fact that I found a rune blade is kind of wild. A rune blade is an extremely rare item. In terms of how much it costs, it's either priceless or 10,000 silver. Rolls with this blade, you roll all attacks and damage at advantage. And when you kill an enemy, you regain d6 HP. How did I find this in my first session? What? This game is crazy. This game is crazy. So, narratively, what it looks like is I kick over the body of the cultist leader, we'll say. There, half buried in the muck, is a weapon that surely does not belong in the hand of scavengers. It's this rune blade. Looks to be like a sword of ancient steel, and it's even etched with these glowing glyphs on it. This thing is absolutely crazy. I search for it, then the earth shifts, and I hear the ground moving, and from a black crevice, like a black rock crevice behind the corpse, I see this triangular head, size of a shield, rises, uncoils, scales glistening. It looks like it's drawn by the smell of the blood, and it's trying to claim the kill of everybody here and the sword as its own. This is a true monster. Oh my gosh, getting hit by this thing, because it could grapple me and poison me. Poison is crazy. So I don't want to get poisoned. I just finished a rage. My adrenaline is like crashing just as this beast appears. You need to see. So after rage ends, you have this kind of like rage aftermath. If I roll a 4 to a 6, I'm fine. If I roll a 1 to a 3, I'm exhausted. So I have disadvantage on all rolls until I sleep. So if I'm exhausted, this fight is extremely dangerous. I don't want to be exhausted. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. I double checked the rules. That's it. Okay. Come on, my roll a 4 to a 6. Oh my god. I rolled a 6. Oh, thank god. Okay, so I'm going to roll for initiative. That's 2d6 plus my agility. Oh no. Oh wait, I just got to get a 4 plus. Thank god. So that's a 5. I definitely need to strike it first. So if it grabs me, I can't. I'm going to rage, of course. Going to rage again. I'm going to roll a d6 to see how long it lasts. Okay, I rolled a 5. There we go. So I have my axe. Rolling to hit. 8 plus. That's a 2, and then strength is 2. That's 2, 4, 6. That's a miss. Unfortunately. Second hit is at disadvantage. Come on, all 6s. That'd be crazy. Okay. That's 5, 2, and 1. Remove 5. That is only 5. Second hit misses as well. Damn. This thing is slippery and slimy. This thing actually might be more dangerous than the cultists I just fought. So bloodlust surge back into my veins instantly. I swing, desperate chopping motion. I'm aiming for the serpent's neck. Thick neck, by the way. It is faster than its size suggests, and it weaves too low. The axe just whistling in the air. I spin for that second strike. Nothing. Slams into the dirt. Miss and a miss. Now the snake is going to lunge. I don't want it to bite me. I seriously don't want it to bite me. It's going to poison me. So if it attacks, it does... Oh my god, it bites and poisons at the same time, which is crazy. Also, not only does it... I mean, this kind of makes sense. This thing is guarding like such a powerful item that I just found in the first session. So it's not going to be easy. But it also constricts me. It's like this is its special move. Oh god, I just got to dodge. That's 2d6 plus 1. Let's go. Oh my god. That's an 11. That is 11 plus 1 is 12. I pass. Wow. Okay. This is round 2. I have 4 more rage die that I can use. I'm going to roll again to hit. Come on. Okay, that's 5 and 5. That hits. Okay, that's 5 and 2. So that is 5 on that. That's the damage. Plus rage die. Oh, that's a 6. I'm gonna roll again to... Okay, I rolled another 6. And then I have a second attack. Okay, so that I 6, 3, 1, drop the 6. 3 plus 1 plus 2, I don't know. Yeah, that's not gonna hit. I gotta get an 8 to hit. And that's only 6. I mean, that's still a good amount of damage. And it doesn't have any armor. So I believe that's 17 damage. Okay, this thing, it goes down to 4. Like, I am hacking, slashing. I think half of its body is cut in half. I bring down that great axe down with such a force. And it shears through, like, the scales, muscle, severing it in half. You could see, like, the dark, poisonous blood start to spray from the clearing. And it's starting to thrash wildly. It's not dead yet, but we're going to do a morale check because the beast, it has taken massive damage, more than 50% in one blow. It might try to flee. So let's do a morale check. And I like this mechanic because it's like, yeah, realistically, it might just try to run away, but it could try to get in one last bite. So I'm going to roll 2d6. If the roll is higher than the enemy's morale score, it flees or surrenders. So if I can get higher than an 8, then it will try to flee or surrender or crawl off, whatever. But if it's equal or lower than the enemy's morale score, the enemy continues fighting. So if I roll, I need to roll a 9 or higher. So let's do it. Oh my god, I rolled 2 1s. Jesus Christ. It continues to fight. Okay, so it continues to fight. I need to dodge one last. It's like trying to strike at me. So again, I need to roll an 8 to dodge. That's 2d6 plus 1. Let's go. Come on. Oh my god. That is a 5 and a 5 plus 1. Yes. Yes. Okay, so I'm rolling to hit. Once again, this 2d6 plus 2 to hit. Another 5 and a 5 that hits. So I'm going to roll 2d6 for that great axe. Okay. That's a 4. I rolled 4 and 4. So 4 is the highest. And then I'm still raging. This thing is dead, but I'll roll the rage die. 4 plus 2. So I do another 6 damage. I'm going to roll the rage aftermath die. I'm going to see if I'm exhausted. So I want a 4 or higher. Nice. I rolled a 5. So the serpent, it refuses to yield. It coils for one last strike. Its jaw unhinges to try to swallow me whole, and I kind of like step into it and I bring the axe down in that final crunch, and then it collapses. And boom, massive body starts to twitch in the mud before it falls still. And kind of have this black blood splattered on my face, and I step over the carcass and I grip the hilt of the rune blade, and it feels warm. It's like kind of humming against my palm, and I lift it, and it's lighter than it looks. You know, it's perfectly balanced. This is a weapon made for kings. Oh my gosh. I can't believe I got the rune blade is a wild thing to roll for on your first session. But I guess that this is what this game is about. This game, like, there's in the rules here, I think there's like a line where the author was like, this game is not meant to be balanced at all. And I was like, okay, I see why. Because everything's so random. You're just rolling 2d6 and there's nothing that's like, this rune blade only gets unlocked when you reach this amount of XP or when you get to this level. It's like, no, you can roll 2d6 and then get it on your first session. That's crazy. But you know, I love it. So I got that rune blade. Wow. I'm gonna take their rune blade, and then I'm also gonna take just like a bundle of obsidian daggers, and then I will sell those for 10 silver when I get to a settlement. Oh my god, I might even sell my great axe. This rune blade is absolutely wild. And that is where we will end the session. See you guys in session 2.